Welcome back to the GOAT Pod. On this week's episode, we bring back MTV's Zach Nichols to discuss the challenge GOAT debate, adjustments he made to gameplay as he became a veteran, as well as some current events going on in our country right now. This episode is sponsored by Mitten Extracts, your source for locally crafted cannabis products, ensuring you receive the natural flavors and aromas you crave. Stay tuned for our episode next week on how to receive exclusive access to one of the top vapes in the Michigan market. Million smoked and proudly served. Mitten Extracts. Early in the morning, totally devoted. We are back with the man, the myth, the legend, my guy, Mr. Zach Nichols. Thank you so much for joining the show again, my boy.
Oh, I appreciate the applause.
Yeah, man. I mean, bro,
nice.
the people have been asking for you. They want to hear more from the Nichols family.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Specifically the family though.
No, specifically the family. They asked for Liliana on the show, but I said no. The best I could do is Zach.
Yeah,
so.
if we get her to stop crying for 10 minutes, then maybe.
Well, I know she ain't missing a meal, dude. She's beautiful.
No, neither of them are like huge eaters.
Really?
Yeah, Anthony's not a big eater. He still likes. Baby.
I have a hard time believing that because he's a big old boy.
No, but he doesn't eat.
Yeah.
He's not like he doesn't sit down and eat a lot unless he'll eat candy and ice cream and stuff like nonstop. But like if you sit down to eat a meal, like he doesn't even like. He'll rarely eat chicken nuggets. He loves pizza.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Father like son.
yeah. Who doesn't like pizza? If you don't like pizza.
If you don't like pizza, you're not American. You're not a
yeah,
person. You're an alien.
Jenna doesn't like pizza with cheese on it.
What?
I call it
An Italian that doesn't like cheese on her pizza?
I call it pervert pizza because she only wants like the bread and the sauce. So it's creepy. Like I don't like eating pizza with her in public because it's embarrassing. She scrapes the cheese off like a third grader.
Get out of here.
Because when I think she was in third grade, she said she bit into a slice of pizza that wasn't like fresh.
Yeah.
It had been sitting for like an hour maybe because they were at school. And the whole thing of cheese came off. And she said ever since then, she won't eat the cheese.
That's crazy. I mean, I've had horror stories like that in my life. I won't eat onions because my dad once played a prank on me and put onion in my Superman ice cream. So traumatic things will make you do that.
Oh, that's foul.
Yeah.
But that's not.
I literally hate
okay.
him to this day for it.
Yeah, no. Onions in your ice cream is much different than like eating like a cold slice of pizza. Like I eat pizza in the morning cold. I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I like it better. So that to me... I hate getting pizza with her in public.
Yeah, that's a
Get
fun
it.
That's a fun fact. That's a fun fact. We got to get you on the cheese wave. Maybe the lack of dairy helps too.
When we order pizza, she just orders like garlic bread.
Yep. Well, good thing you got Gus's for that. Shout out to Gus's in Brighton. Nothing but breadsticks.
She loves those breadsticks. You know what though? They're really good.
Yeah.
You don't find them anywhere.
I know. No one has it like that.
Well, it's a secret. I bet it's a secret family recipe.
Yeah, man. We need a Gus's sponsorship, guys. Come on, you need to supply every episode with breadsticks.
Just take a couple bags of breadsticks per week.
Yeah, that'll pay the bills.
Everyone loves those breadsticks. People who hate bread love those breadsticks.
Love those breadsticks. Gluten-free people eat those breadsticks. So what's going on, man?
Nothing. Just feels good to be back. I kind of had the itch, you know. I do have a day job, but sometimes you get the itch to create. Not that I'm creating anything, but I'm here being a part of it.
More storytelling.
Yeah, storytelling, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Can't play an instrument, can't draw, can't do any of that stuff. So this is how I guess I express my artistic side.
Well, the good news for you is there is a lot to talk about, both in the world and in the world of the challenge. But what's most heavily on your... First of all, by the way, just so you guys know, behind the scenes, every day I'm texting Zach, blah, 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 blah. After a while, I'm like, all right, let me back off him. But he knows how much we love having him here because the guy has so many stories, and I just can't wait for everybody to hear all of them. But I know that there's a couple things that are specifically making you come back to the couch at this point in time.
No, not a ton of things. Just kind of, I've been seeing a lot of, you know what I've been doing?
Huh.
I've been following a lot of the spoiler accounts. Not following them, but I know them.
Right.
I'm not going to like say which ones I follow because I don't want to tip anyone off. But man, you don't even have to be there anymore. They tell you what happens like the minute it happens on the show. So I'm kind of keeping up with that. I think it's crazy. Like, here's my question. Castmates don't have their cell phones. And I'm finding about what's happening there before they even have their phone back. Because once you get eliminated, you just have to like, hey, here's your phone. You still have to go through final interviews. So it might be a couple days where you don't have your phone.
Yeah.
And we're finding out who's getting eliminated like as it's happening.
Dude, what is the difference between what do you think is happening now versus when you were on the show?
If it happened when I was on the show, we would have to sign something saying that we wouldn't give out any information.
Yeah, like
I would always laugh at that because I'm like, it's not us.
Right.
It's someone in production that's like getting paid for real. There's no other way because the cast members don't do it because no one wants to miss out on a check.
Yeah.
you know.
Nah, but the stuff that whenever stuff like that gets leaked, you're killing the brand because people want to know what happens. But
Yeah, dude.
the spoiler stuff it's not for me.
But yeah, there's always a lot of drama over there in that world. Like, for example, they filmed All Stars 4, which
Yeah.
everyone's pretty hyped about. You know, the nostalgic crowd that likes like the old school challengers, like
Yeah.
myself. I would put myself in that group, and that's a great show. All Stars 4, Mark Long, shout out. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. But they filmed that, and they're done filming it, but we don't know when it's coming out. So there's some drama there. Got a couple of people that are on the show.
So what is the drama there? Like, what is exactly the drama? Is
just-
it that they won't release it or something?
Well, I'm not saying they're not going to release it, but typically we'll at least have a release date at this point.
Right.
Like Challenge USA 2 is coming out, I think next week or something, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
I think is it August?
I want to say August 10th.
Oh yeah, Big Brother is the 26th.
Yes,
I think
yes.
of July. Sometimes I haven't watched Big Brother when it's happened, one season actually, but like I wanted to go back and check out a couple of seasons. You know, so like while I'm working, I'll put it on in the background, and I mean I watched Paulie's season.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like be like these people were on my show. Just couldn't stand Natalie at all. Still couldn't stand her on
man.
the challenge. Couldn't stand her on Big Brother. She's just, you know what? She serves a purpose, but man,
She does serve a purpose for
She's awful.
heterosexual males like me, but if you probably know her, she's probably not as nice.
she is terrible. just a total lampshade. Total. So there's drama there. Let's see. I saw. Oh, did you see that? So Jenna sent me this. One of the producers, not going to name names. He had a post and was like, "I'm good at a lot of things, but I'm not good at doing dishes." And one of the fans commented, "You're also not good at bringing out a good challenge anymore." And
Yeah,
just
dude.
totally drug him through the mud. But I see a lot of that stuff too. You know, I see a lot of like people being like, "We want some." You know, they want to see the people who brought the show up, but like that's like a dying breed, dude.
Well, it's crazy because I mean we're talking about All Stars Challenge USA and like all this stuff that CBS is doing, which you know they own Viacom, they can do whatever they want. But the challenge got big from sticking to, like you said, like the OGs, the right types of challenges, which are not only based in physicality but based in the drama, based in the rivalries, right?
Yeah.
And bringing in all these new people, it's just the rivalries aren't as genuine as they
I
used
think
to.
what you're trying to say is it's like the interpersonal relationships that you get to see over like decades now.
Correct.
And I saw a tweet a while ago, and someone was like, people who could still compete on the main show. And it was like Brad, Derek. Hell yeah. Bring them back. I want to see them compete against some of these guys that are newer. Like, come on. What was that? I mean, they're not that old. Mark Long, he's a beast. I think he's 50, but he's a beast.
Yeah.
Let him do it. Because here's the thing. I think that would bring them better ratings than bringing in, like, survivors like guy from Czechoslovakia or, like, you know, even Turbo. It was like that language barrier, people can't, like, grasp onto it. He's just kind of almost like there. Like, he was almost like a pet to the house. Like, you know, we didn't play the game with him. I didn't. The only people who did, like, if you tried to, like, he just tell you he's gonna kill you or something. You're like,
Bro, yeah.
It's not the, you know.
What you said is so true. It's like these rivalries, these interpersonal relationships that are developed over years that sometimes you're put in a position where you have to say somebody's name that you've known for 5-6 years and you've never had bad blood.
Oh yeah, it's easy to throw. And here's the other thing: when you get a constant rotation of like the veterans, you don't get like what they're doing with this. Like they say, the Vacation Alliance, like all the people that go on vacations together. It's like more kudos to them because they figured out the game.
Yeah.
You know, everyone gets paid. I don't know, you know, like that's
Someone
what you do.
from that group is going to go far because they're a group.
But see, if you mix in other people who they also have relationships with, that wouldn't. I mean, it wouldn't be as tight knit.
Yeah, and sometimes somebody might be part of the vacation group, but they're single, and they meet
Right.
somebody that's not part of it.
Exactly, and that's how people get adopted into it. But I think I got to give Johnny Bananas credit for this. But he said the reason why real world people and road rules people are so good is because we weren't technically casted to be competitors.
Yeah.
We were casted to be like characters.
Yeah.
Like, so we have depth. We have like, so anyone that would always say like, no one that was ever, okay, I'd say 98% of the people that were on the real world, you can't call them fake.
No.
Because they just get on camera and they just act the exact same.
Yeah.
Like there might be a little bit of nervousness here and there, but like we weren't casted to be, that's why we can't keep our shit together. That's why we always unravel. Like when you saw Kellyanne on All Stars 1 just completely unravel, I was like, hell yeah, this is what people want to see. Like if someone calls me a bitch, I'm reacting. But like a lot of these like CBS Big Brother people, you're just like, they'll just be like, okay, they'll laugh in your face and like act like they're taking the higher rope. I'm like, that makes shitty TV.
Right. No, that's not real drama.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so speaking of, just a quick detour. So I was talking to our buddy Brandon, and he had told me something I didn't know. Bro, I didn't know Theo Von was on the challenge.
Oh, dude, Theo was like the original OG
Bro,
gangster.
tell me what you know about this. I had no idea.
Dude, he was in like season like single digits. Like I'm not even sure because I've seen quite a bit of it now because like here's the thing, you know, you start watching, you know, shows you're not on and they're doing like name the challenge seasons in order, or they start giving you challenge trivia. Well, if I'm going on a show, which I was 5-6 years ago, I watched it all, so I knew. So if I ever got that challenge, it's like that's an easy one to win because no one does it.
Right.
And I've never seen it. I think Theo, dude, maybe somewhere in the teens, but like he was there at the beginning, and he dipped.
Yeah, what a career he made
What a
for
monster,
himself, man.
dude.
I swear. What a career he made
Well, you know
for
what he's
himself.
doing? He's telling the truth. That's what he does now.
Exactly.
And that's why podcasts are cool because, like, dude, have you ever seen that clip on the news where they play like 105 different like news stations all saying the exact same thing, recited lines? Dude, that is like the opposite of the definition of journalism. So now you have people who are just like, okay, like, what? I'll go spend $500 on a couple of microphones and just throw stuff on the internet. Like the internet's beautiful for that.
Exactly. And I know for you, the reason you haven't really done a lot of podcasts, correct me if I'm wrong, is because, you know, number one, you don't really, you know, communicate with a bunch of people outside of the show. And number two, if it's going to be your story, you got to tell it your way.
100%. I don't want to give anyone else the rights to like my story. But also when I was competing on the show, I didn't want to go on there and say something stupid. Like when I was regularly coming back, like you say something stupid, you show your hand. Like now I really don't see like many situations where I'm going back at all.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, I can kind of like talk about like
A
gameplay.
fan can dream. A fan can dream.
I can talk about like gameplay and what I was thinking and why people are stupid for making certain moves. But if you even watch like my first 4 or 5 seasons, like I was a complete idiot, moron. My game moves were
a little bit of
sloppy.
a loose cannon.
Yeah, my game moves were sloppy, and then I tightened them up because then you're sitting there, take some time off. You're like, all right, I'm coming back. The prize money's going up. Mm-hmm. Like, better take it seriously. That's why I started losing all that weight too, because I'm like, listen, I don't need to be able to lift 700 pounds off the ground anymore. Like, I need to be able to climb a mountain. So I started, like, if you watch, I got smaller and smaller and smaller until sometimes I look at myself, I see it on my last one, which was War of the Worlds, 2 or 3 or whatever the last one I did, and I'm like, wow, I was skinny, but that's because I was doing distance and I changed my body for it.
Yeah. But look where it got
And
you.
I also, you know, so I watched the shows, like I did some homework, and you get ready for them. But yeah, dude, I don't see myself coming back. But yeah, you tighten it up and you make smarter game moves, you know?
Yeah. Like I said, guys, a fan can dream. All you other fans like me, this is a competitor, so his opinion doesn't count. But for us, fans, we can dream, and we want him back. Producers, you know what I'm saying?
If the price is right, I will for sure come back. But here's the other thing I heard. So I'm not going to give any names on this, but a couple people that I do talk to that recently were getting in the casting process.
Yeah.
They told me, no, I don't know, this didn't happen to me, this was someone else's story. They told these people they needed to relax because their social media pages were a little bit too Trumpy.
Oh.
And I'm like, all right, number one, I expect that out of that industry. But number two, isn't the beauty of having that show bring in people from different walks of life and seeing them interact? Sometimes people
Pretty sure that was the whole reason.
well, and
they
that's
created the real
that's
world.
what pisses me off is this whole like it's like this cancel. Like when does canceling really ever cancel anyone? Like Morgan Wallen got canceled and now he's like the top selling country artist. So like I don't like the cancel culture. Like people say what you want to say, but like if people say stupid stuff, I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if someone's out there saying some stupid, ridiculous stuff, and I'm like, I want to see this idiot get embarrassed on the show. Well, I don't like canceling.
You're so right. Like the reason we live in America is that I can say my opinion.
Yeah, melt the pot, bro.
You can say yours.
Melt the pot.
And we can, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about it and at least fight about it, but at the end of the day, it's our right to do that.
Yeah, like that's why the GOAT conversation for the challenge to me is like, it's pretty much worthless. Because here's the thing, everyone's going to have a different goal. Like I'm sitting in a room with 3 people right now, and if you ask them who's the best basketball player of all time, they would all say a different person.
That's true.
And only one of them, me, would be right.
No, you know I'm on the Michael train, but I do think LeBron is number 2, which a lot of people don't. And everyone knows that G thinks it's Steph Curry, but
How about Steph Curry's golf tournament last weekend?
Dog.
That was pretty cool.
He's unbelievable, bro.
He's just got that muscle, like that type of muscle, like memory.
Yeah.
His is like the best in the
and
world.
the rise to the occasion factor of his just
100%. But yeah, no. But so anyways, the GOAT conversation for me, like I see a lot of that on the internet and I love it. And you can't anymore. Here's the reason. You can't be like, oh, who's won the most. You can't do that. Because if that was the case, then would you ever say Bill Russell's the best basketball player to ever live?
I would not.
Okay, a lot of people wouldn't, and he's got the most wins.
Right.
A lot of people would put him below Wilt Chamberlain, who won twice.
Yeah.
Now, I think you have to have won multiple times.
In different eras.
Yeah, for sure. That helps. But I mean, like, there's an argument for I think there's a legitimate argument for Johnny.
So that's what we're talking about here.
Yes.
Everyone is calling and just crowning him the GOAT.
No, I don't think everyone is. I think he gets less respect than he deserves.
Right.
Really, I honestly do. I think that, like, here's the thing.
You think he gets less respect than he deserves?
100%, especially online. Like, people, you have to. Okay, so it also is for a lot of things, it's a likability factor, and I think that for some reason, CT resonates better with a lot of fans. And also, it's hard for a lot of people to give Johnny the GOAT when CT carried him like a backpack.
Yeah.
Now, but then there's arguments for Jordan. And I think that there are arguments for West, but I think he would be fourth in the poll. And I think that, because here's the thing, here's the thing. The only reason why I would ever tip my hat to CT is because if you put him in a room and you tell him to eat a pile of anything, he will do it, and he will do it faster than pretty much everyone, except for maybe Tony and maybe Hunter. But also, if you took CT and put him in that same room and gave him the most difficult puzzles, he would also be one of the first people to finish those puzzles.
Right.
Then you line everyone up and you say, hey, everyone, let's go run a 10K, a 5K, a 100-meter dash. CT's not going to finish in the bottom of very many things.
Yeah.
He's the most.
He can win the most ways.
Yes.
Whereas
that's Jordan...
Huge.
If Jordan had to eat a pile of slop next to CT's going to make up a lot of time. I mean, Jordan's good at puzzles, but I beat Jordan in a puzzle. Yeah. CT beat me in that same puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Johnny, but geez, though, like
Johnny is one of those LeBron characters where his longevity and his up at the top of the rankings for so long has really helped.
That's his political game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think, I don't know if CT lacks a political game in comparison?
CT has a very good political game.
Yeah, in comparison, but...
CT is like me.
So why do you think he hasn't... So CT has how many? 4?
I think he's got 5 wins. Johnny's got 7.
Okay. I mean, dude, we're picking at straws here, but...
Right. Because like I said, you could also... There's people that would say Jordan. I might say Jordan on a lot of things, but I'm going to have to say that I'm going to tip my hat towards... I would personally tip my hat towards CT, but everyone has a different ranking system. Yeah. Just like I would personally still pick Michael Jordan over any basketball player that ever lived.
Yeah. Jordan, we're gonna throw away the drama in terms of, him coming back and this and that and dealing with all that. But he came back with resounding excellence. Like he's never not done well. I think that was like a big thing is you've seen. For me, the seasons that I've seen, and correct me if I'm missing one, but I've seen seasons where Johnny's gone home early. I think I've seen a season where CT's gone home early. I don't think I've ever seen a season where Jordan's gone home early. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I never thought about it like that. I think that
I could be wrong.
The earliest he may have gone home is free agents when he threw himself in.
Yeah.
And then other than that, he's Well, there was a couple. I think he went into a physical elimination against Fessy on Total Madness, and I think he went home early on that one, or it was one of those two. And I think that might have been the earliest he went home. But I mean,
elimination, anything can happen. But
right, I mean, and you have one hand.
Yeah,
that's going to happen in a physical elimination.
Right.
But he's also done things that like I said, it was a pole wrestle. Mm-hmm. He's got one arm. I think his other arm separated his shoulder against him. I mean listen. No one's going to hold that against you. And that's, and also he's done some amazing things. But yeah, that's a very good point. And that's why you might say Jordan. But also Jordan does not get targeted as much as, but here's the thing. Bananas had the roughest road. What was there, 7 people who made their careers by screwing him over?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely put a target on his back since he did the take the money.
He had a target on his back well before that, dude. He always, listen, Wes has been after him for years, and then then he had Devin and Tony and Sarah. All these people made their biggest moves by throwing him in.
Right.
I've thrown him in a couple of times. It's just you know what I'm saying? He's had the toughest road. He's gone through the most BS because he's been there. Here's the thing: when you take a season off, Like when I came back for Vendettas, I might as well have been a ghost in that house. I had no drama with anyone. I had no beef with anyone. I basically just either won the challenge or just floated. No one even, like, it was amazing. But the more you get into it, the more you're like, oh, I did this last season. I did this the season before that. Now I got it. It gets rough. So he really rarely ever took a break. He just did take a break, came back with Nani, and, he kind of coasted too. So
right.
But like before that, dude, he's been like a number one target for so long. And also just a target of bullshit. Like what happened to him on Final Reckoning was like, him and Cara and Tony took an absolute beating that season, emotionally.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was rough on them.
So in the past, I thought you had said CT in the past. Are you sticking with CT?
I'd stick with CT just because of, like I said, in the 20 challenge skills that you need to be good, I can't think of one where he would fall in the bottom 50.
So let me ask you this: out of, let's say, I don't know if all the guys play basketball or if all the guys play football, but in a regular sport, out of, let's say, those 5 guys, your Wes, your Jordan, your CT,
like who's the best all-around athlete?
Yeah, who's the best all-around athlete
of those guys?
Not the best challenger, but the best athlete.
So we're playing basketball.
We're playing basketball.
CT is the best basketball player. CT would be the best hockey player. Jordan would be the best at like the extreme sports, like things like if you're getting pulled behind a boat, Jordan's your guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're running a long distance, biking a long distance, like Jordan's your guy. But like CT had some handles, he had a jumper, he had touch. He was like a guard.
Right.
And then I know he was really good at hockey. So CT is the best all-around athlete.
Okay. Now, what about the women?
Oh, women. That's a lot harder. So that's more difficult because they don't, like, women don't have the longevity, it seems, because like they want to like start families and all that.
Sure.
So I'd have to say, if I had to pick 4, that, like, personally, I mean, obviously you got to go with Cara. And what a travesty it is that I don't know where she's been, where she got canceled or whatever, but like, talk about like wanting to, like, this is like someone that could have been like, she could have had the same amount of seasons as some of like the top guys, and you're gonna like not let her come back.
We talk about being like, in basketball specifically, we talk about being like the face of the league. When for women and for men, for a certain amount of time, Cara was the face of the challenge. Now she's nowhere to be found.
It's bullshit.
It really is.
She's amazing.
And
here's the thing that
I haven't always been the biggest fan, but I it's one of those things where I have to see her. She's the best.
Well, here's why it sucks for me, because she came in, dude. She was listen, people like her first, I don't know, 10 seasons. She went into like, she averaged like 3 to 4 elimination rounds per season.
Yeah,
I think I averaged less than 1 a season on all my seasons. Like, I don't go into elimination rounds. A, they're too chancy. B, I hate them.
Right.
And C, I'm trying to win money, and the best way to not go home is to not have a chance to go home. This girl did 4, 5, 6 sometimes. Like, she got thrown in over and over. She was a whipping post for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she got some power, which she deserved because she, everyone wanted to team with her. And you're mad at her for not wanting to go into elimination rounds. Why wouldn't she? Like, I think the last 2 seasons she ran the house, both War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you do that? Listen, she's been in 20 plus elimination rounds. Like Wes. Wes goes in because he's a smart aleck. That's why.
Yeah.
But Cara goes in, people would just throw her in over and over. So she's got to be at least in what she's given the game, number 1.
Yeah.
And then
think about also how good you have to be to not only have somebody like you throw them into elimination for whatever reason. You don't like her, you're intimidated by her, whatever the reason is, she goes in there. She wins. Think about how good you have to be for that to happen 3, 4 times in a season.
Yeah, I think
when people don't face death the whole season.
I think free agents, she went in 5 times the last time she broke her hand. So like so for me with Cara was like, I didn't like her at first, obviously you can tell. But then like when you realize that, because I thought she was really fake. Like, I'm like, no one acts like this in real life. Turns out she's just a weirdo.
Yeah.
And I just like, she really is. She's just super strange. Only child. A lot of only children are really strange because they don't have 4 or 5 other siblings. Every time they say something dumb, being like, yo, you're stupid. Don't say it. Siblings keep people in check. It's what they do. So she didn't have any siblings. So I just started treating her like a little sister and teasing her and making fun of her. And then it just built from there. And like, you'll see, I don't know what season it was, but Vendetta, she was like, oh, it's unspoken. Like, he's not coming for me, I'm not coming for him. And I owe her and Kayla, actually, to Only Children, an apology. Because I never knew, because I didn't used to watch the show. After I was on it, didn't watch it.
Yeah.
They were the only reason I went to the finals in Vendettas. I thought my boy Tony carried me. I called Tony out for that the next season, and he told me what was going on and why he was going to make that decision. And it makes sense. He's got kids. he had done it to Bananas. Like, what does it matter? Even though, like, we had a serious talk before Vendetta started, and I was like, listen, everyone in this game, the reason why you don't make it far, Tony, is because you don't have a number one. You have plenty of number twos and threes, but as soon as it gets down to the final 5, final 6, final 7, you're going to go in every time. I said, you and me, because Jordan was the only other person that I had that with. I was like, you and me got to be number ones. No matter what, you have each other's backs. And then he almost did that. But then we kind of cleared it up or whatever. And also, I didn't really have to stick my neck out for him much in Vendettas. We just won.
Yeah.
And we got there. And so he won. He earned his way to the final. And I'm thinking I'm good. And I was only good because Kayla and Cara had been my number ones all season long. So I apologize to both of them. They were the reason I got to the finals in Vendettas. And then it makes me really happy that Cara won.
Yes.
Because we helped each other. She was already, I think, in first, and I was in like third for the guys. And she got to that puzzle, and she was like, dude, let's just get it off the board. I gave her hot chocolate as her punishment, and we left. And so in reality, like, we really worked really together that whole season. She's the only reason why I got there, because Tony could have screwed me over, and he didn't. But production was also in Tony's ear telling him to make that decision.
Of course. I think that's one thing that as I'm continuing to watch like more reality TV, even though, you know, it's not scripted, there are producers that have some type of influence. There's certain bombs they want to go off.
For sure. They wanted that so bad, but luckily I had Kayla and Cara there. If I didn't, I was screwed.
Yeah.
And I owe them an apology, and this is my public apology to them. And I want to thank them for getting me to the final in Vendettas.
Thanks, Kayla. Thanks, Cara.
That was big. So, anyways, back to your question. I would say Cara,
Yes, Cara.
Laurel.
Laurel, I knew that was coming.
And then, honestly, my next two would be probably... Oh, I'd have to go with probably Evelyn, because she's old school, but she also won. And I'd say Paula.
Yeah, people whenever
100% Paula,
we talked about the women before, people were really going for Evelyn. And whenever I went back and I looked and I really looked at the stats,
Dude,
and really looked at her wins. Yeah,
she beat dudes in elimination rounds on the island.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
She was impressive.
How embarrassing.
Yeah. What is she up to these days?
No clue.
Yeah.
I've actually never met her or talked to her. I don't know. But she was badass. But I had to throw her in there, and I have to throw Paula in there because, dude, Paula gave the show a lot. If you watch her beginning seasons, and then by her last season, she was like this badass long distance runner. She was like in Rivals 2. She was housing all this nasty food.
Yeah.
Because they were in second place, her and Emily. They were behind Cook and Cara, and they got to the eating portion, and Paula like left her body.
Yeah.
And like watched it just consume all that garbage. And then they passed them and ended up winning it. Dude, Paula's a beast. I think she had two wins.
Yeah, you talk about someone who gave her heart to the show.
Oh, everything, yeah.
Everything. And that's Paula for sure.
Oh, yeah. Beast.
Yeah.
And people never gave her credit because her first couple seasons, she was like a mess.
Yeah.
And then, dude, now she's like a mom of, I think, 3.
Yeah, that's amazing,
doing all sorts
man.
of yoga and stuff on social media, constant, like just Energizer Bunny.
Happy for her, man. Happy
killing
for her.
it.
So, we have that settled here. Now, what do you think is the future for this whole CBS? Sometimes it's on MTV. And I heard that the new Channel USA is going to air 2 nights a week. I don't know. Did you hear that?
I did not.
I heard it's going to air Thursday, Sunday. I think I heard that on Challenge Mania. That they're going to do Thursday, Sunday schedule. Kind of a lot.
I like it.
Yeah, you like it?
Get it out.
Yeah.
More episodes. See, because like here's the thing is like, I never watched it when I was on it. Didn't watch it before. But now that like my last 4 seasons, I watched a lot to get to know. But like now that I'm, you know, I like to watch. I like to like kind of like look at it and be like, I wonder what really happened and kind of like speculate. Dude, I don't care. Here's the other thing. Like when I work, I'm in front of a computer, so I like need the background noise.
Yeah.
So it gives me something to have that like, you know, in the background or whatever. But I mean, it's just. I mean, I never really. I think that they need one a week. Come on, it's 2023.
I agree. And you know, if you know, by chance we can, you know, get some paperwork signed and get you in here, you know, somewhat full time, it gives us a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably be just sitting on this couch all the time, just talking shit.
So, you know, have you thought about how, like, if you were to do something, like, how would you get like the fans involved? Maybe in a show, maybe have them ask questions, or, you know, do you want to just kind of do your own thing, or what, man?
I mean, I would just probably leave that up to. Because here's the thing, I have time to sit on the couch and talk. I don't have time to do anything else.
That's where we come in.
I got kids. Yeah, I got kids. So like, I would just be like, yeah, let's do whatever. Like I would, you know what? Yeah, I would like talk shit to some of those fans too.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like, you want to call in, talk some shit, tell me about yourself. We'll film it and put you on Libs of TikTok.
That's what I would like to do. Is I would like to take submissions from fans, and after we vet them, right, we could bring them on the couch and see if they can really hold their own.
Oh, on the couch. Ooh, no. See now, we'll see. I might be throwing punches then, but just because some of it's so, like, it's not like you read it and you laugh. You're like, what?
No, some of them are straight crazy, but some of them
Yeah,
are.
dude.
Some, I swear, some of them are literally insane, and they'll like stalk you. But no, if we get, if we vet, we.
You know what I love though? I love when people talk shit about the show, and in my head I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna sit here and listen to the person who's never filmed one tell me about it.
Right.
Like, sure, like let me take your opinion over what I know,
Yeah.
and what I've experienced.
Yeah, because
like,
you were there
well, I was doing it. You were in your mom's basement.
watching me do it.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to what you think about this season or whatever. But yeah, no, I don't care.
Okay. Where is one place that you feel like? So, talk to me about these locations and like where do they need to go? Like, have they ever been to like Japan? Like, have they ever been to like Australia? Like, what is the craziest location?
They have gone to Australia. I never did Australia. I'm all set with the Thailand theme. Dude. It's like no one needs to be in like 110 with 110% humidity. Didn't know that was possible, dude. It would rain there, and then we would just watch snakes fall out of trees, and I'm like, I don't ever need to do this.
I don't need to come back to that.
I don't need to do this. Yeah, no, like scenery's beautiful, food's garbage.
Yeah,
trash,
atrocious.
Yeah, I mean everything's cheap. That was cool, but like I'm not a big like. Listen, I appreciate the country. I love the landscape. I'm just not trying to go on vacation there anymore. My favorite location, anything in South America was always pretty sick.
Yeah, dude.
It was always nice. Czech Republic was beautiful, but we were there when it was wintertime, so that weather was perfect for me. It was like November in Michigan.
Yep.
I was like, let's go. Like,
yeah,
give me a hat. And
mid-season football.
Yeah, give me a hat and a sweatshirt, and I'm good.
Oh yeah,
that was a good one. I like that. Uruguay was cool. I liked Patagonia. Africa was always rough. Like, you never know. Like, this sounds terrible, but like a lot of times you're like, can I eat this?
Exactly.
Am I gonna like that was also how I felt about Panama, like Central America. I'm like, if I eat this, am I gonna get the revenge?
Right.
Like, is this coming out the wrong way? Like, but actually, when I was in Thailand, I got an infection in my arm the first time I was there. Had to get it drained.
Yeah.
And,
I remember we talked about that. We got lucky that you had to, like you demanded to be seen by.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I actually didn't even get it fixed till I got home. But I don't know. I mean, I think that any locations, it just depends on like if there's a good body of water, a couple of cliffs, like big house.
Yeah.
We don't half the time they don't really talk about where they're at anymore. Spain was awesome. Mm-hmm. They need to do more in southern Spain. That was amazing.
Yeah, no, I know.
That was actually where I started to drink wine.
Is it really?
Yeah, I never drank it until I went to Spain, and I actually had like their wine, and I was like, I get it.
Do you like a location that has a better social scene or not really?
It doesn't matter. We don't get to talk to anyone.
Yeah, you're just partying with yourself.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it's nice to have places to go out. South Africa, dude. South Africa's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy people there too.
That's the coolest thing to me is about you guys doing these challenges. Like you're experiencing life off camera, but also they're gonna catch the most important stuff that they gotta catch.
Oh, for sure. And yeah.
Yeah. So no. Anything else you want to talk about?
Let's think. What's been going on lately? Let's see. Cocaine in the White House. Hey, you know what though? The best thing about that is like they just set the precedence for anyone. If you listen, I don't do cocaine. It's not my thing. But if I got pulled over and I had cocaine in my car, I'd tell the cop, I'd be like, I don't know how I got there. Can't figure it out.
Can't figure it out.
It's not mine though.
Worked for Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, like that to me is amazing. Well, because they'll hit me up. The IRS actually will hit me up and be like, "Oh, your tax lady miscalculated and you owe $117.49." And I'm like, "Yeah, but there's cocaine in the White House."
Yeah.
Like you're gonna tell me how much my tax lady messed up down to the cent, and then demand I write a check and put interest on it, and you can't figure out who's brought the bag of blow into the White House.
Literally, and it's funny as hell to me that we talked about.
Well, did you see that video?
No, I
Hunter
haven't.
on the balcony, just like tweaking, going crazy. It's like, listen, I'm not saying he did cocaine, but I'm also saying he looked like a lot of people in the club. I mean, like just tweaking.
Jittery.
Yeah, so,
I've seen the old videos of him in the bathroom with the crack and the what I mean.
Yeah, dude, he was in a video driving like 175 in a I forget what kind of car, like smoking crack. Like that dude
it's hilarious to me that people want to cancel Trump, and
Don't even get me started.
and Joe can't get a sentence out, and his son A, B, C, and D. I mean, we know what it is, but
dude, could you listen?
no, why aren't we canceling them?
Listen, man, you can't cancel anyone, and it's pretty entertaining, dude. Like let's say bring someone that's bring someone back to life, like anyone you want, and be like, guess what? Big what? There was cocaine in the White House, and nobody got arrested. They would lose their shit.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't know what to do with it. They'd be like, what? You know what I'm saying? That's why, dude. But here's the thing: that's not the first time someone had cocaine in the White House. You know Big Willie.
Of course not.
Big Willie C.
Oh yeah.
Big Willie C was ripping
bro.
him, dude.
BBC,
them.
bro. Big Bill Clinton.
Yo, dude, BBC. Dude, you know it.
The saxophone.
Have you seen any of those movies where these movies come out in Hollywood and they literally portray George Bush Jr., G.W. Bush or whatever?
Yeah.
They literally make him look like he was doing cocaine in the White House.
I know.
In all those movies, you're like, that guy, they make him seem like he was the biggest partier of all time. So it's like, okay, maybe this is just the internet's a thing now,
Yeah.
So
we all know that these people are real people. They're adults. They have their life. But whenever it gets uncovered by sources and no one gets arrested,
it really
rather than a BS story that we're going to tell in a movie, no, this actually happened.
Yeah, this is real life.
Yeah.
That scene from Harold and Kumar where they fall into George Bush's vacation house in Texas and he's smoking weed.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's real life. It's crazy. I actually had one of those real life moments. There was a former ESPN personality. I was in Vegas over the weekend, and shout out. Yesterday I was at Resorts World. There was a pool, and there was this guy, probably in his late 50s, 60s, and he is cuddled up with this younger, probably early 30s woman. Okay, and I'm looking at him like, all right, this guy is.
Well, it wasn't Leonardo DiCaprio.
No,
it was an older 30s woman.
Exactly, it wasn't Leo. No. It was the young 30s, but we're talking about double age here, Right. And he's gripping her, and they're having a good time, and he's having his, they're canoodling in the pool, and then as he gets closer, I realize oh, is this? And we'll bleep out the name and put something over. Is this Steve Lavin? I don't know if you know who that is. He's a college basketball reporter. But
yes.
but I was like, hold up, is this him? And then I look at him, I was like, oh, that's him. And you just see these people that have this public image, and then in their personal life, they are
just crazy old men, dude.
They're just crazy, horny old men that'll
dude.
do anything. And it was just, I don't know. It just gave me a glimpse of who these guys actually are. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, dude, doesn't all this crazy shit make you really miss the 90s?
The best era of life.
Oh, dude, Pistons jerseys were teal.
Oh yeah.
You go to Blockbuster on Friday and your night was set.
Yep. You could give it. I saw this this act yesterday, and I don't want to say too much, but he basically said, dude, back in our day, it's whenever something messed up happened at a party, we would all look at each other and be like, dude, this shit didn't happen.
Right. Now people bring their phones out and they're filming it. Things started getting weird, dude. They started putting something in the drugs when rappers started wearing skinny jeans. Imagine you bring Tupac back from the island he's on or wherever he is, and they're like, dude, check out these rappers and hip hop artists nowadays. He'd be like, what?
What? Wait.
At least though,
who's this guy Drake with painted nails?
Yeah. What?
And I'm a Drake fan, but Drake, come on, you gotta paint the nails, man. That's a propaganda thing. Be honest.
That is. Well, listen, I'm not speaking to that. I don't know what he's up to or what he's doing, but I will say it's a little different nowadays. But hey, we got a tea time.
We got a tea time. G's calling it. Well, thank you guys for popping in, man. Hey, let us all know. First of all, make sure you guys are supporting Zach Nichols on Instagram. Make sure you guys are supporting GOAT Media. Subscribe, follow, comment, share, all the stuff that helps us with the algorithm. And let us all know in the comments, not only the Instagram post, but in this tell Zach we want him here. Tell him that we want him to do a real show. Maybe I can convince him to come back, you know what I'm saying, on a regular basis.
I'd like that maybe.
Yeah.
I have to talk to the wife, see if I'd be allowed out of the house. I think it'd be cool. We'd get maybe just have a spot. We go over
we'll make the numbers work. I mean, especially with
I'm talking, we'll just talk about what's going on in the show.
Yeah. I mean, All Stars is coming out. We'll get a schedule going. Yeah.
Tell you what, I'm gonna blow a conniption if a freaking OG challenger doesn't win.
Yeah. Bro.
Dude, come on.
I think I don't know what the stats are, but I think for challenge for USA, I think they're outnumbered like one, like
Well,
I think it's 6 and like 18. Like
We'll see.
we shall. So stay tuned, guys. Hopefully much more with Zach. Thanks so much for coming back to the GOAT Pod. And also let us know if you have any ideas for names, just in case he wants to do this full time. So we'll get with y'all later. We'll see it.